tastes like wine. It'll probably be a bit of a short stream tonight, but I figured I'd get a little time in on this game. So for anyone who wasn't here last time, we played a crooked game of cards with a wolf who took our skin. It could have been worse. Could have been worse. He then told us to go around spreading tall tales, finding tall tales, and talking to the various characters around the states. So I believe we ended our stream talking to one affectionately known as the Hobo Kid, male, female, I don't know, but they had two doggos, and they told us their story, and we told them a couple of our stories about couple of lawbreakers, a couple of adventure stories. Um, we really need to collect more stories. They didn't really like the story of the woman who was almost hung from the neck until dead. Now walks around town, but we'll see what we can find. And unfortunately, I still can't get this thing to get off full screen, so we'll just have to deal with that. I know, so professional. Anyways, let's go. We're in Massachusetts. Let's see what this brings us.
Clouds roll together to fill the sky.
I mean, we don't have any skin. Might as well watch that storm.
The lightning is so strong that it seems to open a path in the haze above you. You are sure you see massive talons curved around the clouds.
Are we gonna see a Thunderbird?
The thunder is so immense that the ground trembles. Your lips and hands tingle from the electric charge that fills the air until the dancing lightning passes on over the hills.
That was a nice little story. Let's keep on walking down the road. My goal... Hold on. My goal... I don't know if we'll get all the way down to Florida, but... My goal is to move south. Maybe another day we'll start moving west, but... Let's head down 95. That's the main road up and down, so we'll see. I mean, guess this one doesn't have narration. As you walk down the road, a black crow flutters down to land in your path. It looks at you, cocks its head, and speaks. Well, you've got a long, long road ahead, don't you? All those people to chase down, or so I hear. It laughs. I got some experience when it comes to chasing folks. Tell me about it, Crow. It's good advice, always talk to crows. Well, if you want, you could go find your friend again, ask them more about their life. They might want better stories this time, though. Peers at you. Did they tell you where they were headed next? But hey, the world is full of people. Bet you could find another friend like that if you went looking around. There's more than one interesting person in this land for sure. Gives a gravelly laugh. That's what humans say anyway. Humans. And with that, it launches into the air and disappears. Let's see. Ah, I think I figured out what whistling does. Have to use the control, the arrow keys as well as your WASD, which is rather inconvenient considering I'm using a mouse. Let's see what we have here.
Hear the whippoorwill first, shrill and close. Then you see him, high up above the black streaks of wires. A lineman, fraying belt holding him to the pole. A damned bird has come to perch on a power line, stare hungrily at the man's soul.
Oh, it wants to eat his soul.
He's unsteady. His hands are shaky, and his body sways in the wind. You spot his tool bag next to the pole, worn and frayed, much like the man. A half-gone bottle of cheap rye pokes out of it.
I mean, could walk away, or we could take the bottle. I don't know what these symbols mean, but I feel like we have to take the bottle. Have a little sip.
What's he gonna do? Come down from the pole? You snatch it from his bag in one
Oh no.
and walk away. Hey! He starts, but whatever he's about to say slips into a slurred whine as his belt snaps.
Cool, look at him.
His body plummets, and his limbs go slack with the understanding of what is happening to him. He tumbles into the tall, dry grass by the side of the road with a muffled noise. All you hear is the call of the whippoorwill. Eager, loud, thankful.
So we just caused his death. All I wanted was a drink. And... well, okay. We knew you were going to die. We just didn't know how. Let's get a little... hear a story. This man can barely wait to get through pleasantries before asking you if you've heard this story. 110% true, he says. I heard it from my nephew and happened to someone he knows well. Well, sure. Man launches into his telling. It's polished. He obviously has done this many times before. Tells you the story of two brothers who wandered seeking one another for 50 years. You recognize the bones of it from your experience of the two brothers who reconnected after 30 years apart. It's been embellished in the interim, though. That was quick. We only heard that tale a few days ago, at best. I mean, it could have even just been yesterday. Afterwards, you thank the man and move onwards. You'll have to remember that version, even if it's not quite what happened. It's a good story. Ooh. The story grew in the telling. Let's have a little fun in New York. The air stinks of gasoline and trash, but you're boxed in by a brick. But damn, there's something invigorating about that stink. God, feel like there's an engine in your chest. See, can we earn some money? Let's look for work. Digging holes. Digging holes, not what you had in mind, but damn, they're digging a lot of holes in this park. Foreman assigns you to a work group with mix of other disheveled men and women and sends you off to dig a pit by the water fountain. Oh, I can't keep quiet. What's this about? Nobody wants to say. Young woman keeps mouth something to you across the hole, but you can't make it out. What is she saying? Dear Lobby? Dave Hobby? Dean Bobber? Never got anyone to admit what this is all about, but you get paid pretty okay. Let's explore.
Engines belch black smoke as the ferry churns gray water into froth. A broad-shouldered figure leans out over the rail, eyeing the skyscrapers on the horizon. Nearby, a man and a woman speak in low, urgent voices. He takes her wrist gently. She is weeping softly.
So, I feel like, the couple's probably got a more interesting story, but I kind of want to leave them to their privacy. Let's talk to the man.
The man gives you a once-over as you approach. His newsboy cap is ragged with age.
You look familiar. Did I meet you at Union Square?
Maybe.
The demonstration. It got bloody.
Oh.
I'm used to that after Italy.
He claps a hand to his hat to steady it from the breeze.
When Gramsci was arrested, many of us had to flee. I came into New York, and here I continue our efforts. The workers' voices will be heard.
He's a communist. Fight the good fight, buddy. Let them hear those voices. Okay, let's see what's in the store. Oh, I'm in New York. Of course I gotta have a slice of pizza. Alright, let's head out. Jetpack Crow lies on the low branch of a twisted tree. Look at you, it calls. Think you got some good stories already. Well, I heard better, much better. Seems to wink at you. Want to hear my tricks? Sure, Crow. What you got now? Bush, pathetic stuff. You tell those stories around and they'll come back more exciting, more satisfying. So always listen to the stories other folks tell. Their stories are less true, sure, but more useful around the campfire. Well, that makes sense. Thank you, Crow. The boss has a point about the true ones, though, Crow admits. They're extra interesting. You'll learn a couple of folks' true life stories, and everyone will like them, no matter what kind of story they think they want to hear. Any other tips? Well, everyone's a captain of their destiny, gives a burst of laughter. Ain't no bootstraps in the world that can save you now. But the choices you make, it changes the kind of story you can tell. It ruffles its feathers, sort of shrug. Choose wisely, or don't. Thanks, Crow. That was marginally helpful. Oh, let's hitch a ride. Oh, I feel like we took a wrong road somewhere. It's okay. Going too far west. Well, it's no trouble. We're in no hurry.
As you walk along the river near an unfinished bridge, a man with a tool belt catches sight of you. Hey, over there, he calls out. You look like you could use a quick way to get some hard-earned money. Hard-earned is right. The bridge hangs high over a perilous drop.
We're a skeleton. We don't care about safety anymore.
He exclaims. Suppose you'll want a safety belt. We Thunderbird people don't need 'em. We fly when we fall. You find yourself up high, looking over the rushing river that crashes around the foundation of the bridge. As you work side by side, the man mentions, "You can see Thunderbirds up here if you know how to look."
Tell me about the Thunderbirds, man. Tell me about the Thunderbirds.
You ask him to explain.
Practice your peripheral vision, if you dare.
Last thing you need up here is for them to see you seeing them and come swooping at you. He says, laughingly. You only see the clouds thicken. It sure does pass the time working. The man pays you well when you're done with the job.
I think he saw a gullible white guy. That's what he saw. Alright. Let's see. There's Philly. We could stop there. Actually, there's a couple stories we missed. Let's go ahead and grab a couple of those stories. After gossiping for a while about the weather and the crops and the state of the world, all bad and getting worse, he takes a different tack. You look like someone who lacks a good story, he wheezes. Try this one on for size. I'm listening. After loudly and repeatedly clearing his throat, he tells her about ancient battles still raging in Boston streets. Sounds a lot like the story of the strange clamor on the streets of Boston, but with some parts changed and other parts added. He grins at you. At the conclusion of the tale, you give him the effusive praise he's apparently expecting. You'll have to remember this version, even if it's not quite what happened. It's a good story. It is a good story. Now let's get the... Oh, that looks like a raven head, so I suspect that's Raven come to tell me a little more. Oh, he wants to talk about trains. Thank you, thank you. So that's essentially the extended little tutorial that we're getting from Raven. Not bad way to introduce it.
The stream is a clear, reflective shade of blue. Unusual in this region, where bog iron colors the river's brown. Across the way, a goat with great leather wings laps up the water. Its sunken red eyes fixed on your every movement.
Okay. I can't remember what sort of cryptid this would be, but it's not chupacabra. Those are goat suckers.
You now notice the unnatural absence of wildlife. No fish swim in the stream. No birds sing in the trees. The winged goat drinks with a forked tongue, only abstractly concerned with your presence.
Okay, I'm a sucker. I'm gonna approach the goat.
Over the hill, a scorched one-room house lies abandoned, 2 of its 4 walls in ruins. The goat rears up, front hooves curled, and stretches its wings out to their full breadth. The goat opens its mouth and wails, a protracted, shrill sound, indistinguishable from the cry of a human infant. It only begins to stop when you take several steps back. The winged goat doesn't follow. Instead,
Aww, it went from frightening to kind of sad.
Portraits of a large family, glass frames stained brown from smoke.
I'm glad we stopped for that story. Alright, let's see what Philly has. Cheesesteaks? I'm not sure what the symbol over the head means, but let's search.
A few wanderers like you are looking for a place to camp.
We heard there's a Leatherman cave nearby.
They tell you. They describe a locally famous vagrant who hiked this area for almost 30 years.
He's dead now, but his caves are the best place to camp at any town.
Thanks for the tip.
You and the other wanderers find the cave easily, because someone's lit a fire there. As you approach, you see a silhouette bend over the flames with an odd creaking sound, like a door swinging in the wind.
Who's there? Is it the Leatherman?
His coat is crudely stitched from leather plates that squeak against each other.
The Leatherman.
One of the others whispers.
A ghost.
The Leatherman must have heard, but he just stares. His face is corpse still.
Probably just wants a friend.
He's eating, you say, and point out his can of beans.
Je ne suis pas un fantôme,
The Leatherman says, and adds,
idiot. Oh,
bursts your companion.
Canadien.
Soon, he and the Leatherman are deep in conversation, and your group has a safe place to rest.
Aw. Well, isn't that nice? What's over? Oh, little camp. Let's camp for the night. Quinn. Oh, it's you again.
It's good to see you again. You know, I'm gonna see this whole world one day, but for now, I just got my sights set on seeing all 48 of the great U.S.
That's good to hear.
Whole states. That's better than my folks ever done, that's for sure. Plenty of townies and even some tramps treat me like I'm kid simple, but I ain't helpless, and I only act it when I ain't got no better choice, like if I get pinched.
Yeah, I imagine you don't get pinched that often too much with a big old knife like that.
I do right fine on my own. Don't need nobody but Cass and Flip. I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any? That was a chuckle to be sure, but do you know anything more lively? Faith. Well, I ain't the religious type, though I was raised in the Christian way. I reckon I don't see no point to trusting a God what could squash you in an instant. Such a situation don't exactly breed trustin'. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
How can we thrill this kid? Could tell the winged goat. Feel like we're missing the mark.
I usually like the scary stuff, but your story needed more punch, I think. Sadness. Ain't seen no sight sadder than in the city. In the city, they want you to feel like a giant among giants, like you can do anything. but I seen them shanty camps full up with folks who got nothing to eat or do. Cities serve to make the small feel smaller.
Aw.
I want a story that scares me. Now I'm older, almost nobody can do it. Give me your best shot.
I don't really have a scary story for him right now. I mean, he already knows the story about the battle. The massive thunderstorm, maybe? Or the drunken lineman. Oh, the massive thunderstorm.
Not sure I quite follow that one. This country. I don't rightly know what this thing called America is. I know what I done been told in school, but the words don't fit the picture. What with tramping across the whole thing, figure I'll find out for myself soon enough. Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
Kid, there's only so much I can give you. How about the bridge builders? And the Thunderbird.
Quite a story, stranger.
Okay.
Freedom? Well, that's what them trains have come to mean to me. Freedom. Crossing a country wider than imagination. You got any happy stories?
You know what? I do have a couple happy stories. Ooh. Not the drunken lineman. How about the story of the lighthouse keepers?
Now that's a happy story.
Mm-hmm.
Love story. Well, some of the songs say love is like being sick in your heart. Don't sound too pleasant to me.
Sometimes it isn't, kid, but maybe you'll find out one day. I'm sure you got some love for those dogs of yours.
I love my dogs, but it don't feel like being sick.
Called
Being
it.
sick in your heart sounds more like getting Judased. Something I know a thing or two about. Well, sun's coming up, so I've got to get ready to go. Thanks for the tales, friend.
You too.
Where you
Thanks.
heading next? Decided yet? Maybe our paths will cross. I'm going up the road this way myself.
Oh, he's going back up north. That's backtracking, kid. Well, see you in a while. I'll be going
Hope to
south.
see something fun. I generally do, you know. There's interesting things to see everywhere if you keep your eyes open.
My vagrant song. This will be
Ooh,
my
there's a campfire over here.
my vagrant song.
Let's see, someone else. Straight some stories with someone new.
My twin brother Paul and I always got into trouble, but we were good. We didn't do nothing to anybody till we left. Then we hurt a lot of people. Me, more so than Paul, because he didn't make it through.
You fought in the war, son.
The march I was on, the bonus army. It's less a bonus and more an acknowledgement of what I've had to suffer. Civilians will never understand.
Sorry to hear that.
Do you know any happy stories? Hopeful ones?
Yeah, I know a few. Let's see. See. I think he'd really like the Two Brothers one, but I don't know if I want to bring up Brothers for. Nah, he better like it.
For a moment there, just a moment. were good to me, Ma and Pa, and to Paul, and to my sister Jessie. Some days I wish I could find Jessie again and have her help me. She always liked Paul best.
Ouch. Well, that's a burden you have to bear, friend.
Tell me a happy story. Something to make the world seem kind.
Make the world seem kind. It's gotta be the lighthouse keepers.
I like that one. There's some hope left for you too, you know. Don't give it away
Thanks.
too quickly. Love? It was a real long time ago. Pulled a ribbon on her hair, and the pigtails came undone, and she tattletaled on
Aww. How old were you? Grade school?
Never really tried after that.
That's kinda sad.
It'll take my mind off my sorrow to hear about somebody else's. Tell me a sad story.
Yeah, I can tell you a sad story. Tell you about the woman in the small town.
I wish I could talk about what happened in the trenches the way you do. Might help someone to understand.
It's okay, man. Take your
Mark said
time.
that we only get as much sadness as we make.
Might be wrong.
Paul's ghost is providing me a little extra.
He's looking out for you, man. Your brother's still looking out for you from beyond the grave. Even if it makes you sad.
Do you know any happy stories? Hopeful ones?
Hopeful. I gave you my best hopeful ones. The bridge builders, maybe? No. It's gotta be about the fishermen. Might not be right on track, but
I liked that one. There's some hope left for you too, you know. Don't give it away too quickly.
thanks.
The future's the issue, ain't it? Great war leaves us nothing to go back to. Plucking up the hope and leaving us only with the vile and the unforgiving.
It was a damn dirty business, it was.
Tell me a happy story. Something to make the world seem kind.
Another happy story? Tell you about finding the Leatherman in his cave. I can do that, but that's all my happy stories.
Sorry,
Oh,
I don't get it. My faith? Well, God and I haven't been on speaking terms since I got the infection.
oh, that's what happened to your leg.
I gave the fucker so many chances to make things right, and he hasn't followed through. Here's the sun. I've got to go. I'm headed up the road this way. Will our paths cross?
Where's this way? Where the hell are you headed? I know where I'm headed, but... wow. You're headed pretty far out. I don't know, man. I don't know, but sooner or later.
Days come and go and the terrors return. They'll never be able to pay back what they owe me, but I'll always keep at it.
You do that, buddy. You keep fighting the good fight.
What about you? Is there something somebody owes you?
The mailman's uniform is dated and worn. He sits on the edge of the road, head in hands. He looks up as you approach. Can you help? Car clipped me. I think my legs... Well, I'd appreciate it if you could deliver this for me. He holds out a brown envelope.
Let's go ahead and deliver the letter.
The letter's addressed to a James Gibson Sr., 120 J Street. But the city stymies you. The blocks run straight from I to K. You stop a man for directions, but he shakes his head and laughs. Someone's playing a joke on you. There's no J Street.
Well, that was mean of him. Let's keep looking for a little while.
Over here.
A woman in a brown coat overheard your question. She steers you down an alley. Someone's chalked a big orange J on one wall.
I thought Clovis was late. Go left up ahead. Old Man Gibson's the third on the right.
Well, we're either going to get mugged or we're going through a magical doorway.
As you round the corner, the world changes. J Street is a place out of time. Like the city forgot an entire street a century ago and carried on around it, oblivious. Even the noise and bustle of D.C. can't penetrate this little pocket.
That's not ominous at all. Let's knock on the door.
The man who answers is ancient and stooped. He peers at the letter.
I think it's from my son. I don't see so well anymore. Will you read it to me?
You tear the letter open. It isn't good news.
Oh. Tell him the truth. I mean, no, we're professional liars. Yeah, we're professional liars. Sometimes lying is the best
He reads the
answer.
letter, omitting a few key details, but his face still falls.
I don't think he's coming home,
He says,
it's been so long. I don't think he's ever coming back.
he takes the letter.
Thank you for bringing word, at least.
See. My Z's are good. I'm not sure what that means. My heart's good. My money's good. I think we're good. Washington? It was nice to visit you, but not staying. Not staying. Let's go south. Keep going south. Wait, can I not get over this bridge? Ah. Can I hitchhike my way over one of these bridges? Here we go. We're not quite on the right track, but... Oh, you just took us a little ways. Thanks, partner. Richmond. Oh, there's a campfire there. You know what? We'll trade some story. Ooh, let me get that story first. Then we'll do the campfire, and then we'll call it a night.
His clothes are expensive, but unkempt. A tailored jacket stretched and warped out of its best fit by long days on the road. His thinning frame weighs down the boxcar next to yours.
You got a light, friend?
Sure, of course.
You offer a match, which bends and nearly snaps as he scratches it against the pitted iron edge of the boxcar.
Thanks.
He mumbles, perching one last cigarette on his lip.
Don't rightly know where I'm going.
You notice how deeply wrinkled his clothes are. It's as though a huge hand plucked him from a high society party and crumpled him up like a sheet of paper.
Aw.
Don't rightly know how I got going either. They built a railway just past Missy Hudson's estate. Damned racket ruined our soiree. Might have been a few bottles of Armagnac too many when I walked down the tracks to tell them to keep it quiet.
He drags on the cigarette, but you never see him exhale.
Well, that's what you get when you drink too much. Let's hear another story, and then we'll do the campfire. This kindly old man sharing the shade on the bridge with you tells a few rambling stories, some true seeming, some conspicuously less true. All true, he assures you. There's history in this place, going all the way back to Indian times. Strange stuff happens around here. Well, that can't all be true. Sure it is. And then, as if to prove himself right, he launches into a story about a storm generated by a gigantic bird. And this one, you know, is the story of the massive thunderstorm, but wilder and stranger than you remember. I know that one. See then, the old man laughs. So I ain't pulling your leg. It's all true. I like that. I actually really like the atmosphere of this game. I was reading that it wasn't much of a commercial success, which is unfortunate. I mean, very unfortunate, because it feels very nice. I'm not sure how much of a game you can call it. I mean, you could almost call it like a visual novel or an interactive storytelling thing, since the choices you make, there's only so much influence they seem to have. I mean, they do have influence, but anyways, let's get to camp. Let's see who's there. Little Ben.
Sorry, friend, but I gotta ask you not to get no closer unless I can see your hands at all times.
A little paranoid, are we?
Look too clean to be one of us. But you don't look like the company sent you neither.
I'm Bones. I'm literally Bones.
Alright, I'm gonna share my fire spell. Don't linger. This hills is full of ears. Don't think just 'cause you can't see no one that you're safe. I'll give you cornbread. Don't be so sure of me neither.
Did you poison that cornbread?
See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs.
I've seen a lot more than dogs. You run into the hobo kid with 2 dogs? Because, I mean... Alright, let's see about something exciting for him. You know what? Let's tell him about the big storm. We just got that story improved.
Brings me back. There was a time when me and Big Ben could just enjoy exciting stories like this one. Innocent. Home? I always wanted a little place where I could watch the sky change color, watch the cook fire smoke, dance up among the pines.
Aw, that's sweet, and you ended up out here.
Anyway, I need something to laugh about. Got any funny ones?
Funny ones, huh? I don't know if I really have any funny ones. Quinn's Adventures, maybe? I mean, to me, this was funny. Let's try it.
You are a pretty funny one, you know that?
Yes.
Traps. Yeah. I tried to help things out. Now more like not, I'm gonna be running forever.
Did you literally try to dig out with that pickaxe? 'Cause, you know.
I should get mad about it. But maybe there's only so mad a man can be for so long.
Were you trapped in a mine collapse?
Sometimes fire follows the line all the way up into the hole and then whoosh, snuffs out.
Okay.
And there's the men with their eyes screwed shut, fingers in their ears, not knowing how to feel in silence.
Did you mess up setting some dynamite?
I need a laugh. Know any good jokes?
Not really. Not really. Maybe the determined socialists? That's kind of a joke.
Well, just seems like wishful thinking to me.
Yeah.
Freedom. When the community decides what it's worth, setting the value of things together. You mean when you don't answer to nobody? Just ain't possible, my friend.
I hear you. I hear you. Always have to answer to someone.
See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs.
You just said that. Let's see, maybe tell the Leatherman story. We'll evolve that. Maybe it'll become more exciting.
Guess there ain't no joke that works on everyone. Trust. Can I trust you? If I asked you how many widows were made when the number 9 fell in, would you know?
No, I don't know what the number 9
It
is.
was when they walked Samuels and his boys down to Big Sandy and done them like criminals.
No, I don't know what that is either.
You heard the word of Mother Jones?
No, I have not heard the word of Mother
You
Jones.
can't answer these. I can't say much.
Well, are you going to tell me? 'Cause
See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I...
kind of boring, man. Kind of harsh in my mellow. Still the story about the bootleggers.
You'd be popular at mealtime where I'm from. You'd keep a whole crew glued, I bet. Authority? Bosses? You ain't worth nothing to them. You're like a pickaxe or a coal cutter. Damn shovel.
Preach it, brother. Preach it.
You break, you get replaced. It's almost like they're proud of that.
Mm-hmm.
Morning. I gotta get going. Headed up that way. Won't be specific. For my safety and yours. You wanna find me? Then do it. Talk again about these things.
Everyone's headed up north now. Alright.
People ain't got no country. A worker neither. Worker ain't Virginian, Christian, white, colored, Irish, Polish, nothing. Worker is a worker. We all gotta work.
Till we get replaced, my brother. Till we get replaced.
If you're one of them, if you think I sound red, you best come out and say so. Get it over with.
I mean, you do have a red neckerchief. Nothing wrong with being one. Alright. Little Ben's struggle. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream now. It's pretty late. I got on late and you know, I find it kind of sad that this wasn't a bigger commercial success. It's a really interesting storytelling game. Feels kind of like, you know, those old choose your own adventure games where, you know, it's the paths, if you don't die, of course, will more or less link back up sooner or later. Little trick they had, but I don't know. I really like it. I think it's inventive. I don't think there's anything really like it, and I'm enjoying it. And as long as I enjoy it, whether or not you guys enjoy it, I'll probably keep streaming it in a short hour, maybe half hour to hour, maybe up to 2 hour bursts. If you guys enjoy it, feel free to let me know, because we'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good night, y'all.